So this is the trade that I took in this London session right now. Let's actually take say why we end up taking this trade out. So first thing first, as you can see, this was the move from previous day New York session. We end up completely disrespecting this whole move, but as if you look at the 1 hour, when I was waiting, I was looking to see a new fair value gap form up here, and we go, and after that it will depend on that to look. If we respect it, I can look to see come lower. If we disrespect it, I can look to see price go even higher. Okay, so I waited for that fair value gap to happen. So it happened, and we have some room from this push to this push. This is the 50% and inside that level. Okay, so I wanted to take a trade at the buy side. So uh, what ended up happening that we had a 15-minute fair value gap up here, as you can see, and when we are into this, we are having a divergence up here. Even though there is a divergence, we were not disrespecting through these levels, showing the divergence is happening, and we end up closing above higher. Okay, as you can see, then we came back lower, as you can see, respecting and displace higher again, but by this time we are having multiple divergence. So because of multiple divergence, what I say, I said that okay, let's wait and see more further confirmation. Okay, let's wait and see more further confirmation. And by this time, what I end up finding out that we end up sweeping this low down here. Okay, this low, and if you look at the 5 minute, we sweep that low, and we have this 5 minute fair value gap that got ran through. So once that 5 minute fair value gap got ran through, that kind of gave me the confirmation that we are right now, as this level is getting disrespected, we are now going for this fair value gap, and most possibly we are going for this 0.50% level, which is the equilibrium of this current what they say, this current push to the downside. Okay, so let's see how this trade plays out. I actually took this trade in the 5 minute time frame because I don't want to go to the 1 minute, because it's looking pretty cool. My stop is below that low, and I entered just from this 5 minute, and my idea is to see go break even as soon as we enter into this fair value gap. I just want to see us continue higher, so I'm putting my stop at break even right now. As we entered into the, my stop is break even now, as now I want to see that I go push higher. Okay, I don't want to see any close down. I want to see us go push higher. Okay, and create all those things that I wanted to see, to consider as a 5 minute shift in structure. So I'm at break even now, and let's see what I can do. 40 up, 0.4. Okay, so let's see what happens. I don't know. Yeah, this is, this is why sometimes, that's why you just need to execute your trade in this time frames, because if I wanted to see this now in 1 minute perspective, that would be, very less. Okay, sometimes you can take these trades when it's look clean. Now when it looks so clean, why do I need to go to the 1 minute and get up into the chop? Instead of that, why don't I take it? Now if my stop was, let's say, according to 5 minute, my stop has to be something here, then I would go to the 1 minute. And but here I'm saying, okay, my stop is not that bad, my stop is good. So as we have entered into this POI, that's why I'm putting my stop and break even. I don't want to see us come back all the way down here. I just want to see us that we, continue higher to make that high first, then took that high, and most possibly, you know, come lower, and whatever that shit going, it will be after seen. And I just first look to see that we go into this 0.50% level. Most possibly you can go all the way up to this what they say, IFBG. Yeah, this inverse fair value gap. So let's see what happens. Stop is at break even now. Okay, Okay, by this time, I just wanted to talk a little bit more thing, which is if you look at this 1 minute time frame, what you see is uh, we still having a little bit of multi-frame divergence, like multiple divergence. If you look at this right now, until and unless we close through the level. So when I took this trade, we still had this divergence, and we also formed this divergence, and after that a big level, a 5 minute level got broke through. This was my main reason to take this trade, because I saw that happening. And right now you can also see that there might be a divergence, but only when, remember that, only when we will be able to break through some level. Okay, only when we will be break through some level, this is when I can consider that there is a divergence. Like in this case, if I am seeing that we are completely breaking through this fair value gap, that indicates a divergence. But because I'm into this trade at break even right now, I really don't fucking care at all. Okay, stop me out at break even, or give me my TP. Okay, and so this is why, because even though there was a little bit multiple divergence, but we had broke through a 5 minute time frame important level. So this is why I took this trade. And right now, as you can see, we came up into this fair value gap, and what you see, we have an instant push down and an instant push up. So usually this kind of push shows the respectance or the validations of POI. So now I can look to see, now if I see us closing above this level, I can now break even my, now I can then I can move my stop a bit higher. Right now my break stop is approximately at this level somewhere. So what I want to see is, if when I see us closing through this level, I'm putting my stop below this candle, because oh god, this should consider as, what they say, an order block. So let's see if we can close through this level. If not, fuck yourself. If not, then I'm okay with the break even. Okay, no problem. Let's see what happens. So as you can, sorry. So as you can see, we just broke above this level. So that's why right now I'm putting my stop at this level. What the hell? So that's why right now I'm putting my stop at this this level. Okay, I'm putting my stop at this level. So let's go to my chart, 1 minute, and what the hell? Man, here you go. So I'm putting my stop below that candle of, because if you want to now scale into a position, what you would do, you take your trade out of this level and you possibly gonna put your stop here and look for the same R. But because I don't have, what they say, because I can give it a try maybe. 26. Yeah, let's do it. No problem. So let's see. Until you try, nothing's gonna happen. So this is where am I putting my stop loss. And exactly, sire. And I'm taking a 24-point risk. Okay, I took another position out of this level here and risking This would be a 1.7 hour, but I have no issue with that. 1.5 hour trade. So positions pending. One is at this level, and one is currently running here. Okay. So because I would scale into this position, that's why I took this one, and my stop is definitely break even. I'm putting my stop actually below this candle. But before that, if we end up coming back into this 0.5 level, I'm most possibly gonna cancel this buy order. Yeah, I cancel this buy order and just here book this whole trade. Okay, let's see. So because I would scale into this position, I would go break even. That's why this stop is at this level. And yeah, pretty much closing this pending order right now. Cancel order, and I might just let this trade go a little bit higher. Look at the 5 minutes, see what you have. Good. How much you got? 2.61. Not bad. 0.15. 5 minutes still hasn't put any low or high yet. Maybe we don't possibly see many divergence. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. 131. Not bad trade. 99. I really don't care about that thing. You do whatever you want to do. Stop is at break even now. Maybe I can actually take that trade and put that stop. But did he actually took that? Maybe just tapped into that 0.5 level. No problem. No problem. This position is closed actually. I didn't took that. I'll wait. I'll wait. Let's see what happens. Let's face the fear, bro. Let's see what happens. Let's see, bro. Let's see. I'm at break even. Nothing to fear of. Go break even or fuck off. Now, if it is a big position, definitely you would have take something out at this moment. But because this is not a big position, so I'm holding this trade and let's see what happens. Let's see, bro. My idea is to see us go all the way up here. Okay, all the way up here. But this is also an understandable thing that that high get made, then that high got taken, then we might displace lower. So I'm gonna hold this one. Let's see what happens. This is my external target for the. This is from where I have took the trade. Okay, this is my external target. So let's say you hit this position, you take something out, and then you let the other position go back all the way up here, right? Let's see if I actually got that shit. Tapped into that to the take. Let's say my stop is at a nice place right now. Let's see what happens. So we now need a proper high. Okay, and let's say that 5 minute closes, we have a high. Then I would like to see us go all the way up here. We are not having any divergence yet though. Okay, let's see what happens. My stop is at here now at this level. I do not look to see us go all the way down here. I look to see us respect this level and displace higher. Maybe. Yeah. Let's see what happens. But that position is closed. Okay. Let's look at the 5 minute. That's better. Try these things out and if you don't really straight, you don't like, let's see, let's face the fear right now. That's another kind of growth. This is another kind of growth. to actually face the fear and the strain and understand actually make your idea play out. Okay, so you can be very so these are the things, right? So I'm waiting, I'm facing the fear, I'm letting my idea play out, and I'm accepting the, I have nothing to lose here. So what am I even accepting? I don't know. Break even, let's see my idea plays out or not. It's all about gathering data on your ideas. If it plays out or not, if it plays out, that's right. If it doesn't play out, what went wrong? You analyze that. So let's see what happens. My idea is to see us not go back where my stop is and look to see push price higher. Maybe if this is the high that got make, then I can look to see that high got taken, and this is when I'll stop out. But if this high does not get made and we push even higher, then I'm waiting even longer into this trade. Let's see what happens. As you can see, I still not seeing that high getting make out, so I'm still holding this trade. I'm not seeing that high getting made. Okay, so let's wait. So as you can see, this is a very vulnerable point right now where we at. We are into this down close candle series which are coming out of these down close candles. This becomes an propulsion block, so I'm not looking to see us breaking below the 50% of it, and I'm actually looking to see some nice push to the upside. Okay, some real nice push to the upside. So let's see if we can have that push, and if we are having that, by the time we're having it, I'll put my stop down here. Okay, let's see. This is a very important point. This is a very important point because these down close candles are coming out of this order block, which is we just tap to the tick, man. Yeah, exactly. So I'm not looking to see us breaking through this 50%. I'm just looking to see how push to the upside now. So I'm putting my stop right below this low right now. Okay. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out. Give a fuck about that shit. থাকবো মাটির ঘরে আমার চোখে বৃষ্টি পড়ে. So I'm putting my stop up there. 86. Let's see. I just want to see a nice push to the upside. That's a proportion block. Go. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. So as I said that if I have taken this trade here, then that would be my stop, and this should, like, this is the fill. You see that? Yes, sir. This is a propulsion block. I just want to see a rampage. Not bad. I'm getting a more than 3R 365. That's good. That's more than I expected. Nice. Oh, fuck off. What the heck is wrong? What? 365R. I'm closing this position. 197. So I have closed this position. As you can see, 368R. Not bad, not bad. I rest around, like, how much I rest on this trade? Like 70 bucks. Let's actually see how much I've made. So I rest approximately. Let's make a position. Create limit order, and I messed up. Token out with 192. I could have closed it at 2. Okay, I actually closed it at 220, and they have charged 10 USD. Okay, that's alright, no problem. No, 0.10 USD. So 0.20, that means 2000 and 288. Take profit 0.60, 280, 228. Not bad, not bad. 3.68 our trade. Just right as in the ass. No problem. We've let the runner go all the way up here, which I'm sure. So see, this is the propulsion block thing I was talking about. These are like heavy bumpers into the game. These let you take trades with very tight stops, and like if you had to take this trade, your stop would be below this low and that would be your target. See, very tight stop trades, very beautiful. And so this is why I wanted to see up go down here all the way. And if I had taken that position, as you can see, because it didn't took it, this one would be another winner. As you can see, stop here, and maybe TP would be that, yes, 2.68, and this is a 4.39. If I have hold that, so makes that would be more than 7-hour trade, right? Like if you add those things together, that would be more than, like, let's say 4-hour, and that's a 2-hour, that's a 6-hour, and that's one another hour, so that comes how much? 7-hour approximately. Let's see if I can actually hit the target or not. Mostly yes, we are gonna take that. I closed that trade at 368. Okay, this is where I closed that trade. Let's take a photo and see what happens. This is the trade. Not bad. $1.92, but I'm risking like 0.70. So yeah, that's all right, no problem. Hey. So nice trade at the London session. It's already 2.3. I'm not taking anything right now. We are just maybe 23 minutes away from my closing. Nice trade. Plan worked out pretty nicely. I hold on to here, and pretty much not bad. What do you say? Close through that level here, and once you have closed through that level, I took this trade and going into our TP pretty nicely. Didn't make any rational decisions here. I waited, and I have, like, I tried to understand, yes, I'm right, I should wait, I did. You still have chance of holding into this trade because we still don't have any high that we can break. So you're gonna make that high, you're gonna take that high, and then you're gonna come. So you still got a lot of room into this trade, which is pretty cool, I think so. So whatever, but when I see this RR, I just couldn't hold it. I took that, so that's another mistake, so that's all right. Let's see, maybe what I should have done is put my stop at 3R, like where I'm making 3R. I'm making 3R at here, so I put my stop. Maybe I could go stop down in this case, no problem. Okay. So yeah, pretty much all right. Idea was not bad, like the way I was thinking. And when I had that multiple divergence here, I waited when I had the multiple divergence. Then when I see that, okay, out of this level we have sweep this low, and we are breaking through this 5-minute. So that's when I took this trade, and there was a divergence that was backing us up, as you can see, but he still had this divergence as well. But my idea was to see that we are breaking through a 5-minute, so that's why I took. And remember, I didn't went full size. Now usually my full size at this right now is 1.5. okay, but because we are still were having what they say, kind of dual type divergence, so what I did, I went half, a little bit better than half. What I actually wanted to see is, let's give it a try and let's see what happens. I give it a try, end up playing out in our direction. I manage the stop loss, which comes in stop loss management. You can say the trade management and everything. I manage the trade perfectly, and I think this is a good trade. What do you say? Yeah, not bad. Risk management was good. Risk management was good as we broke through this, and swept this low and broke through this fair value gap. That gave me the indication that I wanted to see go push for upside. Because this was, we are still are having a little bit of divergence, so that's why that's why I went 50% of my size, not full size, and this trade ended up playing out, and I carried I actually carried this all the way up at 3.6R, no fear and nothing. So nice trade, pretty nice trade. And I actually didn't need to see any volume profile, because come on man, this is a continuation entry. Okay, see, we are already continuing in this direction, we are breaking through that. See, this is another order block. See, what do you see? This low, this down close candle sweeps this low, pushed above, close above that, you took the trade, and see, nice, not bad. Those, the second entry was also getting prioritized by this order block as well. But yeah, we broke through that and we closed above. That's right. But because risk management would save you out, so because I risk 50%, because if that if that divergence had to play out and you had to come lower, I would have lost 50%. But if this divergence had to hold and my overall idea had to work out, then that divergence wouldn't hold and I push higher. In this case, we have managed our trade and everything worked out pretty nicely. Okay, and 15 minutes right now, what's going on, I don't know, it's pretty slow down, but okay. So that's it. Right now, as you can see, we're making that low. Most possibly, until you have any divergence, you're gonna look to see us do this. Do you have any divergence? No, we don't have any divergence yet though. No, we don't have any divergence. So once I see the 5-minute divergence, that's when I'll go to the 1 minute and we'll see, 1 minute breaking through specific levels. And if there is multiple levels, then I might come into 3 minute, 5 minutes to combine those at a single particular, let me give you an example. Like when I was having this divergence at the 1 minute. Okay, I was having this divergence. We still didn't have any lower divergence. When I was just having this divergence, there was multiple. You see, 1, 2, a lot of things, and this low. So I wanted to see what do you have anything single particular. So if you look at this 3 minute, we had this small fair value gap that got breakthrough. So I called this is a perfect, divergence. That's why I considered this one is a perfect divergence. By this time I was having another divergence. Okay, by this time you're closing, I was having another divergence here. What is that? We have this. Okay, see, by the time you're coming, we are having this divergence here. So that's when exactly I end up finding out that multiple divergence. So sometimes you have to go higher time frame when you have multiple time frame, multiple POI to see broken to consider the divergence. You can just go push to another time frame little bit higher to check out if there is anything or not. So that's it for the London session. Straight, bro, no problem. So this is the New York AM session. I didn't was able to took any trade in the New York AM session, but specifically I would like to talk about the volume profile, the understanding of the volume profile, as I was talking about. Okay, so in order to understand that, let's first talk about the ideas behind the volume profile. How am I exactly trying to see the volume profile? Okay, so let's talk about the volume profile ideas that I am talking about. Okay, so my idea is that there is 3 type of volume profile idea that I can look to. First is let's say this is the point of interest. Okay, and this is where you have entered, this is where you have swept internal, this is where you have broke through the low. Now if you draw out the volume profile from the moment we enter into the POI, this would show that how the volume reacted, how the volume was builded, where was the most amount of volume was traded once we entered into this POI. So my idea is to see that once we enter into this POI and you have this displacement. Remember, one of the most important thing of a MSS is this displacement. Okay, is this displacement. Why? Because once you have that aggressive push, that's exactly when you can consider that there is a shift in structure happen. What will happen behind the scenes, that we have already watched it through multiple point of view, that once if you use the delta footprint or if you use the delta volume profile, you're gonna understand that here there would be a lots of aggressive buying was happening, as this is a bearish market structure shift. These all got sweep. Okay, these all got uh, absorbed actually, and then we have this push alongside with aggressive selling, because institutions or whatever the shit is money is coming here. Okay, so that's our displacement. So displacement is a very crucial thing in a shift in structure and in our model. So my idea is to understand this displacement is, first is to see any form of low fair value gap get broken. That's the first structural view. This would be the first structural view. Okay, this is a structural view that this is getting broken, fair value gap getting broken. But here I want to see a little bit more throughout the volume. Okay, so as you all know that in a volume profile, the most important levels are these heavy volume nodes, and specifically the point of interest, sorry, the point of control, the POC. Okay, so my idea is to see when you have this kind of uh, movement, I would like to see that the displacement break through this area. Means let's see something like this. Okay, we took some time, internal sweep, the most amount of volume was traded here, we swap internal and the displacement happened. Okay, and the displacement happened. Now this is exactly, as you can see, this in this area we were able to break through this low. That means during this push upside we had a POC where the most amount of volume was traded after we entered into the POI. Remember, I'm drawing it when we enter into the POI. So the most amount of volume that you see that was traded inside that point of interest, that area got broken with displacement. So this shows that anybody who was aggressively, let's say, buying or whatever, that got, this is an area of interest. Okay, this is an area of interest where the most amount of volume traded, means this was the fairest value in the whole since once you have entered into this POI. Okay, this was the most amount of fair value, this was the most amount of fairest value. So if price comes here, uh, buyers will start. So if selling according to, if the sellers take the price here, buyers should be buying again, but sellers are so powerful that they absorbed everything and displaced lower. Okay, this term displacement. So this confirms the displacement. This is one way of breaking of what you can say, breaking of POI. One could be that sometimes you're gonna see that this displacement is coming out of that POI, means this is the displacement. What I'm gonna see is something like this. Let's say this displacement start out of this area and you're gonna see just above the POC happen. That means after the most amount of volume was traded inside, once we have entered inside the POI, the most amount of volume was traded, and after that we had our displacement after the most amount of volume was traded. That means one, we put we sweep out everything, and after sweeping, after all this aggressive buying got absorbed, they inserted their positions in the fairest value, and from there the displacement came. So this is giving a contextual, volumetric contextual. One is to let me just put it down one by one. Okay, first one is you're gonna see that we breaking through. Second one is you're gonna see the displacement is coming out of the POC. And there is a third one, which is sometimes you're gonna see that we have this displacement, and you're gonna see there is a heavy volume zone below this level, and throughout the displacement price will come here. I'm not saying this is directly bad, but there is a multiple things can happen. We can just come here and push higher to give it a retracement and then come lower. Maybe we can start chopping. Maybe you can, reverse from here for another internal sweep. So my idea is to see cautious. Means once you entered into this, once the scenario is like this, I need to be cautious with this. I need to manage my risk, maybe not go full size, maybe wait a little bit longer, maybe see if there is chopping around or not, this kind of thing. Okay. So these are the three ways I'm trying to understanding the volume profile currently. Before that, I have understood the delta profile, where to see the delta, it was already present. Then I have like seen the LVN, HVN, and you're gonna see this is already present during the shifting structure. So I understand that in the shifting structure, what is the most important thing? The shifting structure, the most important thing is the displacement. So I have to understand the displacement as better as possible, and it should have some nice context, solid context behind it. Okay. So I think this is not actually that bad. This is good. Like these three ideas, these are the three ways the displacement can happen. Okay. So let's go to today's idea. Okay, today's example. I didn't took any trade today. There was trade, but let me actually explain. So as you can see, the first trade comes here. Once you entered into this 1 hour order block, this big area here is the 1 hour order block, and this is when we sweep the 5-minute internal high. So if I draw out the volume profile from exactly when you have entered in any candle, it's not a big deal. Let's say this is where we entered, and this is where you have internal swept in the 5-minute, and 1 minute we had a divergence. Okay, so this is the protected high, so this is the displacement. And if I give it the displacement leg, what are you gonna find out? This third example, displacement comes into the POI. That means the most amount of volume was traded after, what is this? So the most amount of volume that was traded after we entered into this POI, it is daily order block, and we had the displacement, everything according to time frame. We came back into this most amount of volume traded area. What exactly ended up happening? We end up a little bit chop. We had this sweep, and we had this push to the downside towards this 15-minute low, which was the break of structure low. If we were able to break through this level, then I can look to see us go down here. Okay, this one we were not able to break out this level. What ended up happening? We end up sweep and displaced higher. Okay, now here is the market structure shift happened as well, because as I said, these kind of shifting structures are very beautiful. As you can see, structure wise, it's pretty nicely happened. Have this huge big fair value gap before we are having this break. So this is a perfect market structure shift, but it's a little bit bigger, right? So what I said, that this is the 15-minute low where you have entered till the displacement. Okay, till the displacement, if I say, means let's say all the way up here. Maybe what do you see? This is the second example. Second example means this is the displacement comes from the POC. Mean displacement comes after the most amount of volume been traded. As you can see here, we had a little bit of chop. The most amount of volume got traded just at, as you can see, at 1.15831. This is the level when you have the displacement, when he had the most amount of volume traded, and after that he had this push. After that he had the displacement. Okay, so what's end up happening after that? So this is where I didn't took any trade, because this shifting structure was quite big enough. And come on, man, if I would have like take the trade from here and put my stop down here, and target would be this high, this is not worth it. Second could be, what if I just take a little bit, like let's say from mid side to get me a better entry and put my stop, let's say below this high volume zone. Okay, below this high volume zone, then it would be a nice trade. Okay, let's say uh, below this high volume zone. This is also another way of using volume profile, that you put your stops below the high volume zone levels, below this HVNs, because price is most likely not gonna come through those levels. Okay, so this is the HVN and you can put your stop, let's say around here, and your target will be this. Now in this case you are getting, let's say, more than 2 hours, so that's a okay trade. But as we are having this job, we were having some aggressive buying happening, so we were having divergence. So if I was in this trade and we are having this divergence, I'd be instantly out of the trade. Okay, so there is no trade for me today. But here I was actually would like to talk about the volume profile, as I have spoken. So these are the ways right now I'm actually trying to understand the volume profile, and trying to give my displacement a context behind the structure. We have a structure, that's right, but I would like to see that these are these are areas, like in this specific level beside structure we have high volume node area, important area, we have low volume node, important area, we got POC, important area. So displacement should always break through some level, important levels. So in this case, breaking through a POI and using that context, the volume context behind the displacement, I think can help us pretty nicely to understand the market structure shift. And this is the key point of me taking the trade. Like once price goes into a POI, this is the entry, this is the signal that gives me that you have to enter into this trade. That means that is the most important thing for me. That is the most important thing for me to understand the displacement. So this is why I'm trying to understand through the volume profile. uh, I'm trying to understand uh, displacement through volume profile. Now there is would be, I guess there would be thousands of ways to understand, but let's actually work with it and let's see uh, how it actually works out. Okay, let's actually see. But as you can see here, it's actually working out. In this case it's working out. So let's see, with more experience and more time, I'll be able to understand far better. Okay, so that's it.